from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Last time I checked, it was coming out.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com. News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, local exporters urged to take advantage of shipping woes facing the Far East. Delta variant confirmed to be in early stages of community spread. Kiss Baking Company to raise prices on select products, and internationally, Britain experiences worst fuel crisis in decades. And now the news in detail. Export TT is urging local exporters to take advantage of a bad situation currently ongoing in the Far East. Last week, businessman Neil Mohammed noted supply chain challenges and a surge in shipping rates in China, which are affecting timely shipments worldwide. Speaking during an interview on Monday, General Manager of Export TT Danraj Hariprasad said, while this continues, shipping prices for exporting out of the Caribbean remain stable. Due to this, he believes exporters now have an opportunity to provide products to countries in a timely manner with minimal shipping costs compared to the Far East.
Last time I checked, it was coming out of Shanghai to Chicago is probably about 21,000 US dollars. So those prices have skyrocketed. Meanwhile, our freight cost from the Caribbean, north of the Caribbean to the US, that has been relatively stable. So there are opportunities for us in terms of not being able to get your product from those far-flung supply destinations. You can now get it from the Caribbean at lower freight costs and in shorter time frame.
In other news, the population continues to be urged to strictly adhere to the COVID-19 protocols to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus, more notably the high transmissible Delta variant. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram says this is very important. With Trinidad and Tobago confirming 17 cases of the Delta variant, Dr. Parasram confirmed that the virus is in the early stages of community spread. He noted that 5 of the Delta cases had no travel history.
4 of them related to different positives from before, so they would have been contacts of other positive cases. Those cases themselves have not been deemed Delta as yet. Of course, testing is ongoing.
The CMO said the 5th case is being investigated. He added that these patients had little to no symptoms of the COVID virus.
The majority of them seem to be asymptomatic. And the reason we picked up those 4 cases is because of their relation to the other positives. We would have tested and used the new criteria and, of course, sent it onwards for Delta.
Dr. Parasram confirmed that the Delta variant is difficult to detect and moves easily throughout the population. The variant has since been detected in various counties.
We would have said before there was 1 case in St. George West, there was 1 case in St. George East. We now have cases in County Carney. We're picking up cases in St. Patrick, I believe, as well as and Victoria. So generally speaking, the cases will mirror where you have your positive cases in the country.
As of Sunday night, there are 17 confirmed cases of the Delta variant in Trinidad and Tobago. In more news, the Kiss Baking Company has announced that they will be raising prices on some of their products. In a media release, the company explained that while they are aware and are sensitive of the economic challenges within Trinidad and Tobago, they were forced to make the decision as a result of an increase in the prices of raw materials. The release said raw material oil prices have increased by as much as 30% in some instances, and that the company has also seen increases in shipping costs as a result of continued strains placed on supply chains throughout the world due to COVID-19 lockdowns. The company did not indicate when these increases would take effect. International news now. Britain is experiencing its worst fuel shortage in decades. Long lines have stretched for miles outside some petrol stations as people wait for hours to fill up their tanks. Some drivers have reportedly even slept in their cars as they waited, while others have tried to jump the lines by following fuel tankers into station forecourts. Here we have this ABC report.
Tonight, the worst fuel crisis to hit Britain in decades.
I didn't think it would be as bad as it actually was until I actually came out on the roads, and it was awful.
At least 2/3 of the country's gas stations now running on empty. A severe shortage of truck drivers leaving pumps dry across the UK.
It took us more than an hour of driving around London just to find a station that was open with gas. And once we're here, this is what we find. More than 100 cars waiting in line.
The UK has lost tens of thousands of drivers this past year, many forced to leave the country because of new visa rules for foreign workers after Brexit. Others unable to get a license during lockdown, and some saying poor conditions have led many to leave their jobs. Government officials today claim there is more than enough gas to go around and blame the shortage on panic buying, triggered after BP said it would be forced to ration gas due to a lack of drivers.
And David, tonight the British Army has now been put on a state of readiness with military tankers on standby. David?
Maggie, really.
And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, local exporters urged to take advantage of shipping woes facing the Far East. Delta variant confirmed to be in the early stages of community spread. The Kiss Baking Company to raise prices on select products, and internationally Britain experiences worst fuel crisis in decades. I am Vanessa Thomas. Do enjoy your afternoon and stay safe.
News from the street. 919fm.com.
Sasko. Hey, yo, man. Yo, Sasko. We're rolling this time. When I